everybody, welcome back to Dinner and a Tip. My name's Brenda and I'm going to be your cooking guide. So, biggest issue I always have is trying to come up with something new for dinner. So I was on Facebook today looking at all the Blackstone Facebook porn of food, which is always awesome. And somebody had suggested, but they hadn't made, is Cordon Bleu. So we're going to do a chicken Cordon Bleu, and then we're going to do a nice Dijon Parmesan sauce with it, and some cheesy hash browns that are extra creamy, and I have the secret for that. So we're going to just start with a standard chicken breast. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pound it down a little bit before we butterfly this. So when you butterfly your chicken, you're just going to want to keep your hand flat and slicing. You're going to want a sharper knife for this, and you want to just go ahead, get it in a little bit, and then just kind of go ahead and keep cutting. Just do long cuts until you kind of can pull it open. And now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and finish pounding this down. We want to get it even, so I'm just doing wax paper. You can do parchment paper. Basically, you're going to pound this down. You're not looking to like mangle the chicken. You don't want to hit it too hard, because then you're going to, it'll separate, and you want to try to keep the chicken all together if you can. On one of them, I did break through the chicken. Nothing that a toothpick can't fix. So, all right. So now that I've got it pounded down, I'm going to go ahead and flip it. And I'm going to go ahead and season our chicken first. So I'm just going to do some Italian seasoning, some garlic salt, some regular salt, and some pepper. And yes, I will be washing all of these things again because I forgot I touched the chicken first. But, so let's go ahead, flip this over. And I'm just going to give it one more little quick pound down. Next, we are doing ham. And actually, I'm going to pull a glove off for this one. So I'm doing ham, and I'm doing a little bit of, what am I doing today? Provolone cheese. I know typically this is a Swiss cheese meal that you would do, but I don't really like Swiss cheese, so we're going to go with what I actually like. And you can do cheddar. You can do any kind of cheese that you want. And then I'm doing a good Deli Ham here. I'm going to go ahead, flip this over, and let's see, grab some toothpicks here. And we are going to go ahead and then just kind of get the toothpick in here, just kind of run it down, and if you can get it all the way through, it's just going to help hold everything together. Not always the easiest thing to do, but just do your best. Next, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead, glove back up, and we're going to do a little bit of the... Alright, so I went and swapped out and got some new gloves since we're touching the chicken. We're trying not to touch anything else. So I'm doing half breadcrumbs and I'm doing half panko. You could do one or the other. Panko is a little bit more crispier, but I actually like doing the provolone, or I'm sorry, I like doing the panko and the breadcrumbs together. I think it gives you a little bit more flavor. It gives you a little bit more crunch. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of fresh Parmesan in here. And I'm going to try to do it on the smaller side. And we're going to give it a mix, and then we're going to get this on our Blackstone. Alright, let's just give it a quick mix here. And we're going to go ahead and start in our flour mixture. And then this is just regular old flour. This is not anything special. Just gonna give it a little toss in here. Gonna go in the eggs. You want to make sure the egg gets on all of this so we can make sure that our panko is gonna be sticking to every piece of our chicken. Flip this over. I've got a couple other ones that I just pre-did earlier. You just want to get a good dusting on all of this and shake that off. Drip that egg off if you can. And with the panko, I like to try to push it into the chicken so it sticks just a little bit better. And one last chicken. So I'm doing 3 chicken breasts with this one. This will probably be actually enough for definitely some leftovers. All right, shake that off. All right, there we go. Next up, we're gonna do a combination of butter and oil for this one. And I'm doing olive oil, and I'm cooking this on like a medium to hot heat. So we'll come over here, get our butter down, add a little bit of oil to this. And you're gonna want to kind of put it where everything is kind of cooling up. Want to get that in there. And that butter actually tastes really good with that chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this one in. When I can, I like to use a dome to get this, it cooks a lot faster. And especially with that bigger chicken, you want to be able to get that cooking. All right, next up we are gonna do some cheesy hash browns. So I just have some regular old frozen hash browns, and I do like to defrost these. And if you like onion and you wanna go ahead and shred some in. Not a must. If you like your onions chunky, feel free to do big chunks, but I actually like the shredded onion in here. And the tip for making your hash browns creamy is you're gonna go ahead and do cream of chicken. You can do cream of mushroom if you have it, but whatever you've got. And then I actually like to do 1 or 2 cups of cheese. And I'm just doing shredded cheese today. And I'm gonna do a tablespoon of garlic powder, sorry guys, you know, minced garlic, the fancy words. And then I'm gonna go ahead and season the salt and pepper and garlic salt in here. And I'm just gonna throw a little Italian seasoning. This is just gonna be to your personal taste with the salt, the pepper. I probably will hit it with a little bit more salt and pepper after, but for right now, we're just gonna get it mixed in here. So I prefer my hash browns to be defrosted. I think they cook a lot faster, especially if you're in a hurry for dinner, and looks like we're gonna be getting some rain, so I am trying to get this done a little faster. And same with the chicken, I'm gonna do a oil and butter combination. Put this over here. And avocado oil is what I always cook with. And I'm going to cook our hash browns on high for today. And that sizzle is what you're going to want. The hash browns, we're not going to flip a lot. We're going to just try to get them flat as possible. And flip them not very often. So let's go ahead, get that all the way out. Throw that butter in the middle. All right. What's best about this is the cream of mushroom soup or cream of chicken, whatever you're using, actually just makes them a little bit creamier than what you're used to, which is how I prefer them. So we're going to go ahead, check our chicken real quick. And you can see we're already getting a really nice brown crust on our chicken. This is definitely going to take a little while to cook. So we're just going to want to get a nice flip. I'm going to add just a little bit more oil in here to make sure that nothing's burning on the bottom of these guys. The oil cooks off pretty quickly. All right, we're going to cover that. We're going to let that cook for a little bit. We'll check on our hash browns. What I'm going to do is clean up for a second. We'll come back and we'll make our sauce for our chicken. All right, it's been about 5 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and flip our hash browns. As you can see, it's got that nice dark brown on it. Not a professional hash brown flipper, guys, sorry. There we go. That's all right. So we're going to get these kind of pushed off to the side. These are pretty much cooked all the way, but I want to get that crunchy hash brown on the whole thing. So I'm just going to give it just a quick little push down. And I'm going to move this down to a medium heat, and we're going to go ahead and get started on our sauce for our chicken. So this is 3 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this in here. And we're going to go ahead and grab this. I am going to need a whisk for this as soon as the butter is melted. And then we're just going to add the flour. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually do a roux with this. And this is what, when you do the butter and the flour together, it helps thicken up all the sauces that you're going to be using. So let's make sure this butter is melted pretty much all the way before we add our flour in. Just breaking it up will help. All right, so we're going to do 3 tablespoons of flour to 3 tablespoons of butter. And this you're going to want to watch. You don't want to leave this alone for too long. The flour and the butter will burn. So you want to keep stirring on this. And what you want to do is when the butter is melted, and you want to cook this flour for just probably another minute. Otherwise it's going to kind of have that flour taste. And we are not looking to taste the flour. We're wanting to taste the cheese and the Dijon mustard and the Parmesan that we're going to be adding to this. Go ahead and put this on a little bit of the hotter heat to get this going. And I did just flip our chicken a minute ago, and I'm going to show you a trick to cooking the sides of the chicken. All right. Now our butter is all the way melted, and we've kept this very smooth and creamy. You definitely don't want to get the clumps. Once the clumps are in here, they're really hard to get out. So definitely constantly stirring with this sauce. Next, I'm going to do 1 cup of heavy cream. And we're going to get that a quick stir. We don't want anything getting clumpy. So let's go ahead, get this going. You could use milk if you don't have the heavy cream on hand. All right, we're going to do a tablespoon of honey, because chicken and honey is always good. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard and yellow mustard are definitely not the same. Definitely you have to use Dijon mustard for this. Basically what we want to do is let this thicken up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I'm doing fresh grated for this. And it's probably going to be about 3 tablespoons. Let's go ahead and just keep giving this a quick stir. And you can already see it's starting to thicken up because of that flour mixture. We're going to let that sit for a minute. We're going to go ahead with our chicken because it's almost done. If you need to cook the side of your chicken, this part of your grill is really, really hot. So we're just going to slide our chicken up against there. And that way we're going to get it cooking on the side. I'm going to go ahead, give our hash browns one more quick flip. Oh, I am so excited for this dinner tonight, guys. There's a reason why I'm not a professional cook. but it doesn't mean I don't cook better than them. With the sauce, I'm just going to put a little bit of minced garlic. I'll hit it with just a little Italian seasoning and a little bit of garlic salt. A little salt and a little pepper. Again, all of this is just to taste, you guys. And what I want this sauce is to thicken up, but I also want that cheese to be melted. So this is going to take a minute to get all the cheese melted. And while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and switch our chicken and get it cooked on the other side. I can see all of that provolone cheese, or Swiss if that's what you're cooking with, melting. You just want to give it a good tuck up against there. A little tap down. And with all of your sauces, you want to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and turn this one off. And just want to make sure you're tasting your food. Ooh, that Dijon mustard definitely gives it a nice little kick. All right, well, our thermometer died, but I'm going to go ahead and cut into our chicken just to make sure that it is cooked all the way. Otherwise, if you do have the thermometer, you want to go ahead and do it at 165. Don't forget to take your toothpicks out. Apparently I did a better job on that. But look, you've got your ham, you got your cheese, got everything melted. Nope, bottom of our crust fell off, but that's all right. All right, nothing left but to give this a try, you guys. Take some of this cheese sauce and just set on here. So if you guys haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. I want to hear if you've got any other ideas of what you'd like to be cooking lately. Ooh. That is definitely going to be on the menu. And we got our nice cheesy, creamy hash browns. Alright guys, we're going to cut this short because I actually want to go eat dinner. So eat happy. We'll see you next time.